Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on The Railway Children Return, a sequel to a movie from like 20 years ago, but based on I think, a book. And it's an enchanting, heartwarming adventure for a new generation. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's what? It's the Pineys, books 1 through 9. Available at Amazon.com. This is by request, by the way. Someone asked me twice for this. And at first I kind of dismissed it because I thought, I think I already did this one. But I actually watched the trailer and didn't like it and decided, I'm not going to review this thing. Because why say bad things about it? So you've dug your own grave here, requester. Sam from Game of Thrones is in it as one of the, I guess that's a train conductor. I don't know. He's a guy with a stopwatch and he checks on the train, and it's got a lot of production value. I'll tell you that. I mean, it looks amazing. You know, you got these great hilly shots, and you got the old timey town, and I'm sure this was all CGI, and you know, it's a family sort of film about kids during World War II. I don't know why it's timely now. That is bizarre, except that I think it takes a woke take on the time period, because the plot of the movie seems to be that they blunder into finding this guy who's not a German but an American GI who's black, and I don't know. These guys aren't in Germany; they're in the UK, in the countryside. So I guess it's like a whole thing worried about German spies, but in this case, they're worried about this black GI who, I'm not sure if he ran away from his regiment or what his deal is, and they're hiding him, or they're trying to get him back before he gets arrested. He says he's on a secret mission. It doesn't seem like that's a serious statement when he says that. It feels like he's a kid kind of hiding something. So maybe he was too young and joined the army and lied about his age, and now he regrets it, kind of thing, and he can't take it. And then, I don't know, the kids hide him because they're worried, that he'll get caught as a deserter, and if they can sneak him back, then he won't be caught as a deserter. He'll just say, "Oh, I was lost." Maybe, I don't know. Is it an anti-war movie? It's kind of hard to tell because, it keeps jumping to lines like this. We want their help. We have to get everybody together. We have to band together. And like over and over again, and I'm just like, to do what? To do what exactly? What are you doing? What are you banding together to do? It's like all context and no actual thing. So, but it's supposed to be a kids movie, I guess. He's good in this. He's very good, Sam. He's like, oh, a secret mission, huh? Wink, wink. So I guess he's in on it, helping the kids. And these are the old fuddy-duddies. They throw an egg at him. I mean, who's going to relate to this thing? I don't know. Here they escape on a tractor. I assume there's a little bit of a love interest there between the older girl and the GI, maybe. And the parents just don't understand. The Railway Children Return. I don't know, was this movie that big that they had to do a sequel? I don't remember this movie in 2000. I guess it was a thing. The basic premise, I think, is that the children were sent away from London because the Germans were bombing it at the time during World War II. They're evacuee children. As life in Britain's big cities becomes increasingly perilous, the evacuee children are sent by their mother to Salford and to the Yorkshire village of Oakworth. Okay. There there on the train station platform are Bobby Waterbury from the original film, her daughter Annie, grandson Thomas. I mean, wasn't the original one 20 years ago, I think? So I guess the original actors and actresses, they're, what are they playing, the parents? That would be kind of cool. Um, I mean, it looks harmless enough, I guess, but I don't know what the hell. It's a kind of not a great trailer, other than the production values. I mean, the production values are pretty nice. I mean, it looks really nice. They got old timey trains and tractors, and and the cast looks good. The cast looks good. The costuming's fantastic. I mean, they put some money into this thing. This is a big production, but I, you know, I couldn't care less about it. I mean, it's from a time period. They've done a million of these movies. Here she is sneaking the GI out. I guess he's a GI. I don't know. He seems to be the whole crux of the movie, but then there's also moments like this of levity and, oh, friends are forever kind of thing. Okay, that's nice, I guess. But I'm not sure where you're going with this thing. It looks well done. It's not my kind of movie, so I am biased against it. Um, so, it's not the kind of movie I would see. I mean, would I take my kids to see it? Maybe, maybe. I mean, it seems like a kids movie. Seems harmless. The Railway Children. It's a weird title though, for a World War II movie, right? Isn't that the wrong thing to associate World War II with? Trains. There's some other trains we really don't want to talk about in World War II. You know what I mean? Like, seems like a weird title. I mean, I get that was probably their deal because they were sent away on trains, but maybe call it the Countryside Children or whatever. That was probably the name of the book. I think it was based on a book. No, it looks like inspired one of the most beloved British family films of all time. And I think it was made in the 70s too, but it looks like there was a remake in 2000, and then there's this. I mean, good, they're making family films, I guess. It just seems really, really boring. And, I mean, there seems to be something at stake. They don't quite say it. And it's about kids doing stuff. Okay. But I don't, it doesn't feel like they're in any real danger. I know it's World War II, but they're out in the countryside. So, maybe once in a while a plane got that far out. No, they dropped a bomb or whatever, but I don't know. Like, who's this aimed at? I mean, so you can almost, at this point, you'd have to be in your 90s or 100 or more than 100 to remember the time and actually been there. So that audience is mostly out. It's a kids movie for kids. How are kids going to relate to this? I mean, why don't you set movies in the time of now for kids? How are they going to relate to this? How are they going to relate not having a phone if this is a kids movie? Where's the internet? They don't have it. Where are the cars? They got trains. Oh, I think they had cars. I mean, they had cars, but not too many cars in England, I guess. Are they really going to relate to living on a farm in the 40s during wartime? It doesn't feel like a relatable movie. So who's the audience for this? And there's been so many movies about World War II. So many. But maybe it's nice and harmless movie about the basics in life. I guess. I just don't see a kid going, ooh, I want to go see the Railway Children return. Maybe because it's nostalgia for the people who saw the first movie as kids. There it is. Yeah. So this is the most beloved UK film from 20 years ago. So what they're banking on is those people are now parents in their 20s and 30s. They're going to bring their kids. Maybe, except that sort of every 20 years has kind of been disrupted by the fact that a lot of people over the last 20 years are like saying, oh, don't start families. Don't start families yet, start families later. And they are starting families later, so maybe? I don't know. It looks dull to me. I hate to say that. The production values are really nice. The cast looks good. They look like they're putting in an effort. And they look like they're acting well, but it's just not my kind of movie. The Railway Children Return? I guess. If you want to see it, it opens in UK cinemas July 15th. And that's it for me, Tony D. and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes, including a Hollywoke hot take and a news blast. We'll see you in the next one.